When people talk about global music today, the focus is no longer just on the US, Korea, or Europe. A bigger shift is underway. Music is crossing borders faster than ever, and artists from different cultures are influencing scenes far beyond their own. One clear example of this change unfolded at ACON 2025 in Taiwan, where SB19 didn't simply perform, they left a lasting impact beyond the stage. Before we break down how SB19's appearance at ACON 2025 helped elevate Taiwan's music scene, take a moment to like this video, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps the content grow and keeps you connected to more deep dives like this. Now, let's dive in. ACON isn't just another music festival where artists arrive, perform, and move on. It's a crossroads, a place where cultures, sounds, and creative energy meet in real time. You're not simply watching performances. You're seeing artists from across Asia and beyond share the same stage, the same crowd, and the same moment. By 2025, ACON had grown into something far beyond entertainment. It became a space for connection, where collaborations begin. Audiences discover music they might never seek out on their own, and scenes from different countries influence each other organically. Taiwan hosting ACON 2025 made that impact even stronger. The country already has a well-defined musical identity. Mandopop runs deep, and its indie scene is widely respected for creativity and authenticity. Taiwanese audiences are accustomed to high-quality music, and local artists take pride in their sound and storytelling. But festivals like ACON serve a bigger purpose. They expand the lens. They bring in unfamiliar voices, fresh styles, and new perspectives, allowing fans to experience music beyond their usual circles. They also push artists to think past borders. That's the kind of space SB19 stepped into. Not a closed scene or a rigid audience, but an open, curious environment, ready to listen, ready to learn, and ready to experience something new. When SB19 was announced as part of the ACON 2025 lineup, it didn't feel like just another name on the poster. People took notice. There was a sense of curiosity, a bit of excitement, and for many Taiwanese fans and casual festival goers, it marked their first real encounter with Peop in a large-scale live setting. Some had heard of SB19 online or seen a few clips, but ACON was different. This wasn't a screen or an algorithmic suggestion. It was a real stage, in front of a real crowd, where first impressions truly counted. SB19 didn't arrive trying to play it safe or fit into someone else's mold. They stepped on stage fully aware of who they are. Their Filipino identity came through clearly in their music, their movements, and the way they carried themselves. You could sense the discipline behind the performance, the countless hours of work, and the intention in every detail. It wasn't just about singing and dancing. It was about telling a story in a space that was new to them. Their confidence wasn't loud or forced, it was calm, grounded, and it showed almost immediately. From the moment they stepped on stage, it was clear the performance didn't rely on flashy effects, oversized props, or empty hype. What held the crowd was their precision, the sharpness of their movements, the control in their vocals, and the way they moved as a single unit. There was energy, but it was focused. And more than that, there was a real connection between the members and the audience right in front of them. What truly set SB19's ACON 2025 performance apart wasn't just the technical execution. The choreography was tight and the vocals were solid, but every part of the set felt intentional. Nothing seemed random or added just to fill space. It was clear the performance had been carefully planned from beginning to end. The transitions between songs were smooth and purposeful, keeping the momentum intact without breaking the flow.
They built it. When they spoke to the crowd, it didn't feel rehearsed or distant. It felt present, as if they were fully aware of where they were and who they were performing for. And in the way they carried themselves on stage, there was no sense of guests trying to prove they belonged. They moved like professionals who already knew they did. There was a quiet confidence in how they stood, how they interacted with one another, and how they owned the space in front of them. For many in the audience, this became a turning point, a moment when everything clicked. Peop wasn't being presented as a new genre trying to catch up. It appeared fully formed, confident, and ready to stand alongside any scene. After the show, that impact carried over online. In Taiwan, people weren't just saying SB19 performed well, they were breaking down why it worked. Discussions focused on the group's discipline, their stage presence, and how their sound felt both distinct and surprisingly familiar at the same time. And when a performance sparks that kind of conversation, it goes beyond entertainment. It becomes part of the culture. Now, it's important to zoom out and see the bigger picture. SB19's presence at ACON 2025 didn't take attention away from Taiwanese artists, nor did it unfairly shift the spotlight. Instead, it added value to the overall experience. Their performance fit alongside local acts in a way that felt balanced and natural. It showed that when different regional scenes come together, it doesn't have to become a competition, it can become an exchange for local fans. And that sparked a whole new level of curiosity. People who came for Taiwanese artists left talking about Southeast Asian music as a whole. Some began looking up Peop. Others wanted to understand SB19's origins, and many started exploring artists they might never have discovered otherwise. That kind of curiosity is exactly how music scenes expand. Behind the scenes, the impact went even further. Artists and producers started seeing new possibilities. Collaborations that once felt distant suddenly seemed achievable. Different styles, languages, and creative approaches began to feel compatible rather than separate. For event organizers, ACON 2025 delivered a clear message. Audiences are ready for broader Asian representation. They're looking for diversity in sound, culture, and storytelling. Bringing these worlds together doesn't weaken a festival, it strengthens it. That's why ACON 2025 became more than just a lineup of performances. It became a bridge between scenes, cultures, and audiences. And SB19 wasn't merely crossing that bridge, they were helping reinforce it, making it stronger for everyone who comes after. Above all, one thing stands out: respect. It was at the heart of everything SB19 did at ACON 2025. SB19 didn't enter Taiwan with the goal of changing its music culture or dominating the space. They understood they were guests in a scene with its own history, sound, and loyal audience, and they acted with that awareness. It showed in how they addressed the crowd, carried themselves on stage, and honored the platform they were given. They weren't just there to perform, they were there to connect. That respect went both ways. The audience felt it, and they responded with openness. That's why the entire moment felt natural. Nothing seemed forced or staged. It didn't feel like a cultural clash or a manufactured crossover. It felt like a genuine meeting point. This is the kind of exchange that helps music scenes grow. Rather than erasing identities, it allows them to stand side by side. Taiwan's music scene didn't lose its character or voice. It wasn't diluted or overshadowed. Instead, it gained new layers, fresh influences, meaningful conversations, and expanded possibilities, while remaining unmistakably its own. ACON 2025 was a clear reminder that SB19's global presence didn't happen overnight, and it's not built on viral moments alone. Their reach comes from consistency, showing up prepared every time, delivering strong performances, and maintaining a level of professionalism audiences can rely on. People don't remember SB19 just because a clip went viral, they remember them because they left a lasting impression. Behind that footprint lies undeniable performance credibility.
Wherever SB19 performs, they prove they belong. They don't lean on trends, they rely on skill, discipline, and the confidence that comes from knowing themselves as artists. At the heart of that is cultural pride. They don't compromise their identity to fit in. They carry it with them and let it speak for itself. That's why every international stage matters. Each show adds a new chapter to their story and introduces another audience to who they are. Taiwan wasn't just a stop on a tour or another festival. It became a meaningful point of connection where their journey met a larger Asian music movement. That movement, the growing network of artists, fans, and music scenes across Asia, is only getting stronger. With every shared stage and genuine exchange like this, the boundaries between regional scenes continue to blur, making room for something bigger. Moments like these don't vanish when the stage lights go down or the crowd goes home. They leave an impact. They spark conversations. They shift perspectives. And over time, those shifts turn into real change. What happened at ACON 2025 opened the door to greater regional collaboration. Artists and creatives from across Asia got to see what's possible. When music scenes connect instead of staying isolated, collaborating across borders stops feeling distant or complicated. It becomes achievable. It also paved the way for more cross-cultural festivals. Events like ACON show that there's a real audience for diverse Asian lineups, where different languages, sounds, and styles can coexist and still resonate. That kind of success encourages organizers to think bigger and bolder in the future. Perhaps most importantly, it helped broaden audience acceptance. Fans became more open to non-mainstream Asian acts, artists they might not have sought out before, but now feel curious about. Once that door opens, it's hard to close. ACON 2025 made one thing very clear. Asia's music future doesn't belong to one country, one genre, or one industry hub. It's shared across regions, cultures, and communities. Through their presence and performance, SB19 helped make that message louder, clearer, and impossible to ignore. They didn't just leave a mark on the stage, they left a mark on the conversation around Asian music as a whole. That wraps up our video for today. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let us know in the comments what you think SB19's next global move should be. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.